3 points I want to talk about today. I want to talk about fear firstly. Anyone know what fear means?
Being scared or something.
Huh?
Being scared.
Being scared. Who else is it? Fear. False evidence appearing real. The reason why I want to talk about fear is there's a story that comes to mind. When I first graduated college, I graduated in the middle of the recession. So I had to move back in with my mom. Living at home, working like 3 different jobs, stressed out, losing my hair. You know, I felt like, I had failed. I went to school. I thought going to college, I was going to have a job when I got out of it, and I hit rock bottom, right? And it got to a point where I had to take a leap of faith. Anyone know what a leap of faith is?
Mm-hmm.
What's a leap of faith?
It's like that one step that you got to take, not knowing what you're going to fail and what you're going to be successful.
Word up. That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
It's jumping out there into the darkness, into the unknown. You don't know what's next. You don't know what's going to happen to you. You don't know if you're going to succeed, if you're going to fail. I had to take a leap of faith. So I left New Jersey, and that started my homeless journey. I was homeless for 9 months, living on couches and floors. And then, I ended up matriculating from there. But I want to tell you the story about fear. So there was this mailman, right? He used to go to this one neighborhood every day. And he had to drop the mail off, right? But every time he would go to this neighborhood, there was this one street he would go down. And there was this big, tenacious dog. Every time he walked down the street, this dog would start barking. Start barking at him. It made him reroute. He had to maneuver. He had to change his whole day, all because of this one dog. So finally, one day, he got fed up. Right? So on his way to this neighborhood, he picked up a rock. Right? He saw the dog. Dog's approaching him. Today was the day he was not going to allow the dog to make him afraid of me. So as the dog approached him, he lifted up the rock. And as the dog got closer to him, the dog stopped. He's staring at the dog staring back in his eyes, and the dog barks one more time. But he noticed something about the dog this time. The dog didn't even have any teeth in his mouth. So all of this time, he's afraid of this dog, this big tenacious dog, chasing him up and down the block, and the dog couldn't even bite him. And what that means is most of our fears are like that dog. Your fear of being up in front of a lot of people, it's only a big fear because of what? Because you feed it, right? We gas it up. Anybody know what being gassed up means? Somebody gassing you up. You on a basketball court, someone saying, if you think you're killing it, you might not be killing it as much as you think, and they gas you up. Yeah, you good. I used to get gassed up all the time because I was trash early on, right? Y'all know what gassing up means. Well, we gas our own fears up, man. We feed them. We make them bigger than they're supposed to be. And I used to do that with a lot of stuff. The other day, I'm doing homework with my daughter. On Tuesdays and Wednesdays, my wife teaches GED classes down in Tarboro. So I pick up my daughter. We go home. We start doing homework before she gets to play or watch TV. So we're sitting there doing homework, and she's stuck on this one word. Now, mind you, she's killing all the other words. She's flying right through them. She's killing them. She's killing them. She's killing them. We get to this one word. The word was R, A-R-E. Is that a hard word? I mean, it was hard for her. So she's stuck on this word, and she can't pronounce the word. So we sit, and I'm going over. I'm like, Autumn, you know this word. You've done this word yesterday. You did it the day before. Why are you stuck on this word? And she just looked at me. She just stared at me. And it got to a point where I got frustrated, right? And she just had her mouth open, just staring at me like this. Like she couldn't talk anymore. She was just so ashamed that she couldn't remember this word. And as I looked at her, I realized she became saddened. And then she started having tears in her eyes. So then I stepped back, and I'm like, man, I must have been real hard on her. Man. I done made the girl cry. I felt bad. And I was like, Autumn, why are you crying? And she wouldn't say nothing to me. I'm like, oh, tell Daddy why you crying. She still wouldn't talk to me. And so now I felt really damaged her. I'm like, man, she's never going to forgive me. I say, Autumn, everything's okay. I just want to know, why are you crying? And she says, I'm afraid. I said, what are you afraid of? She said, I'm afraid to get it wrong. Anybody ever been there before? Afraid to get something wrong that'll make you cry? I've been there. So here I am. Here I am facing my daughter, tears in her eyes. She's afraid to get something wrong. So I asked her, I said, Autumn, what does Daddy want from you? She says, you want me to get it right? I said, no, baby. I don't care about you getting it right. I don't even care if you make mistakes. I just want you to try. Has anyone ever been told that? It's okay if you fail. It's okay if you make mistakes, as long as you try, right? Because if you try, what happens? You might succeed, right? There's a chance. But if you don't try, what happens? You never know. You live the rest of your life with regrets. Anyone ever have regrets in here? You guys are a little young, but anyone have regrets? So check it out. When I was young, a little younger than you guys, probably a few years younger than you guys, I used to play football. I was really good at football. Starting running back. Every year that I played, starting running back, second string, quarterback. After practice, I would run extra laps. I was that dedicated. I busted my head wide open one day. You see, when we was doing like a dive, a 34 dive or something like that, and the QB had braces. So we ran into each other, knocked a hole in my head. No lie, the same day I went to the hospital, got stitched up, came back to the football field, sprinted across the football field to tell my coach I was okay, because that's how much I loved football. But guess what happened? Say what happened?
What happened?
Ran into a mirror. And what the mirror told me was, Aramith, your hair is peasy. You need to start brushing your hair more. Girls ain't gonna like you if you got peasy hair and peasy head. So I became obsessed with getting waves. Anybody ever been through that? Trying to get waves. They just won't spin right. You just can't get them. You sitting there. Listen, been there. I'm there now. Then the mirror told me another thing. The mirror said, Aramith, your clothes is whack. So now I'm obsessed with clothes. So now I need a job. Because my mother's not going to buy me big baggy clothes. That was the style back then. I know everything now is tight fit. But back then it was big tees, big jeans. I had to get a job. So now working, taking on adult responsibilities so that I can buy clothes, so that I can look good. And the last thing the mirror told me, the mirror said, Aramith, you're too small to play football. You can't possibly move up to the next level. You haven't gained any weight. These guys are way much bigger than you. So guess what happened? What'd I do? Stop playing football because I let what take over? Fear? I let fear paralyze me, man. Your foot ever fall asleep? You sit down, your foot, you start getting a tingly feeling? Can you move when that happens? You're not going anywhere. That hurts. That's what fear does to you. And fear will paralyze you. Fear will take over your entire life. And that's what fear did to me. It paralyzed me. It made me take my mind off of what made me happy, the thing that I love. And I guarantee you guys, if you allow fear to step into your life, you'll have regrets later. That's something I always got to live with. And that brings about the book, Homeless to Homeowner. Whenever you got regrets, fear, you play ball, right? You ever go to practice or to a game after having a bad day? Do you play harder or weaker when you have a bad day and you go play ball? You play weaker. Why would you say that? Your mind, got your mind, right? What else? Who else plays sports? You play sports. Do you play better or is your game weaker after having a bad day? Okay. If I told you something, would you believe it? It depends on what it is. Okay. So if I told you that you could control your thoughts, would you believe it? Okay. So what I had to do with the book was I had to take my pain, my regret, everything I was going through, and what I had to do, I had to channel it